Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Normally I do collages and drawings, but I thought it would be fun to mix things up and do some card making. So I'm going to make a Halloween card. We're going to use all of the elements that you see here in about this arrangement, and I took a reference photo on my phone to keep off to the side just to make sure that I don't lose track of what I'm trying to do. And let's get started. Most of the supplies came from the Dollar Tree, although some, like this, came from Michael's Craft Stores from last year, maybe even the year before. Now I'm gonna use this clear plasticky bag as part of my background on this orange card blank. And glue will not stick to this very well, so we're also going to use tape rollers or adhesive rollers. I really like this one from Tombow. It works really well and it's refillable. I don't like the amount of waste that you end up with when you're done with the tape, but until I figure out how to combat that, I'm kind of stuck with it. So first thing I'm going to do is trim this bag. Sometimes this works really well, sometimes it does not. Fingers crossed that I'm able to trim it okay. Let's see. And nope, it didn't want to trim very well, so we're going to switch to scissors. Sometimes I can get away with that, but I think my blade is a little bit dull right now. I need to replace that blade. And to be honest, my scissors aren't wanting to do a great job either, although these scissors are amazing. I love them. They are they are short enough from the pivot point to the tip of the blade that you can take these scissors on an airplane in your carry-on. Alright, it's just a little crooked, but that's okay. Let's trim off the edges here. Geez, I wonder if using an X-acto knife might work better. In fact, let's switch up and do that. Got a little cutting mat. Grab my X-acto. I really like to use a steel ruler when I am cutting things with my X-acto knife. I feel like it just works a little bit better, and you know you're not going to damage the ruler. And I'm going to do it upside down because this cork holds the ruler up just a little bit, and I want to make sure that I don't get any jagged edges because of that. Let's see, did we do it? We did, yes, nice. Got just a little spot right here that didn't trim very well. Let's see if I can get that just with my scissors. Nice. All right, let's trim the other side. Now I'm not measuring it because the folds on the bag are almost exactly what I needed for my cover. Okay, let's go again. And I ended up going a little crooked right there, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's move these out of the way. And there we go. Alright, so this can be a little bit tricky sometimes. I found that applying the adhesive to plastic sometimes results in the plastic pulling a little bit, so I'm hoping that won't happen here. So going nice and slow And the other thing that happens is sometimes the adhesive just won't go down. A little bit there. All right, we're gonna switch tactics. We're going to apply the adhesive directly to the card blank instead. If I do it the other way, I think it's just gonna end up making this video take really, really long. There we go, one edge, and I'm probably just gonna do, well, no, I'll do all four sides, I guess. I'll sort of gauge where I need the adhesive to be. Pull this back, and I've got the roller upside down. Can you hear all the city noise behind me? I have my patio door open, and to be honest, it's kind of refreshing to hear it after months and months of COVID isolation. I hope that you and your family are all safe. But also with the wildfire smoke that came up from the rest of the state and from California, there was just nobody around and everything was quiet, and it was kind of creepy, to be honest. So I'm glad to hear the city sort of coming back to life a little bit. All right. Now this is a cupcake pick that you put in the top of your cupcake, right? I love to use these as decorative little elements on my cards. I think they're super fun and they add a little bit of dimension. This one's not very dimensional, but I still think it'll be fun. This came from a little multiple layered item that I just took apart, and I want the crow. Is it a crow or a raven? I can never remember, even though I went to a lecture recently on the difference. I want to put it sort of in and out of the frame. So here it's on the front of the frame, here it will be behind, and when we're done we're going to trim the tail just a little bit. So I'm going to put this guy down first and then put the frame around him. So use our oops, wrong one. Use our adhesive. I'm going to do a little bit on the tail feathers because I don't want them to come up when the card is open and closed. Oops, I almost put this guy backwards. Alright. I want to try to get the frame as centered as I can. I feel like there's an easier way to do this. Sometimes when you're crafting, you just kind of got to go with things and see what happens. And I think that's a little bit where I'm at right now. There was probably an easier way to do this guy. Because it's not like, oh, well, you know what? If I'm really careful, I don't attach that all the way, I think I can make this work. There's a lot of trial and error in crafting. So I'm just going to put the tiniest little bit of tape runner or adhesive on this. Just enough that I can get it to stick down. On Little Feet. There we go. Isn't that the name of a movie, Little Feet? I don't know, maybe, or no, Little Voices. Alright, gonna stick these things down because all my other elements are gonna lay on top. I say all like there's a whole bunch. There's only actually a couple and I just lost one. There it is. Alright, we want the pick to go behind this guy, and I just realized my adhesive is in the way. So I'm gonna cut this. Now I am leaving that white little part of the pick, this little piece, visible because I want it to be clear that it's coming up from behind the bird. There we go. And this, I don't remember if this came from Michael's, the craft store, or if it was from the Dollar Tree, but these are adhesive. So I don't even need this guy. I'm gonna put it a little bit off the background, just for some visual interest right here, if you can see that. I'm gonna trim the tail feathers. And what do you think? Super simple, easy card. Some material like this little bag that you might not think to use for a card making, and this little pick, but otherwise I think it looks pretty good. And I have this envelope already made. I believe this, my friend Michelle made this one. I'm pretty sure I didn't make envelopes with this paper, but it's super cute. The orange background from the card goes perfectly. And I think this will be a fun little card for a friend to get in the mail this Halloween. What do you think? Should I do more card making videos? Leave me a comment and let me know. Hit subscribe like all the YouTubers and everybody says to do, and I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.